to say no. And even tomorrow we will say no. Liberal democracy, whose principles are based on homosexuality, principles based on marriage between two children and their mother or their father, that's over. In Africa and in Burkina, that won't happen. In the AES space, that won't happen. So from that point of view, democracy has its principles where they think they can violate the constitution, get elected 3 or 4 times. They settle in, it's nothing. They kill 3,000 people. They install whoever they want, it's nothing. And someone comes to take power by force, supported by the people, without even a drop of blood. You think that he has to go. And when it's 2 people who take my neighbor, in reality, I'm just using an example. You take power by force, you say nothing, because what he does is what pleases you. And I take up arms when I say I don't agree with you appointing my prime minister. I don't agree with you imposing the minister of defense on me. You start calling me a putschist, someone undesirable. You create all the conditions to overthrow me. So that means 2 people who came by force, the other one, because he does what you want, yes, he's a good one, a good putschist. Well, I'm just using an example. And now me, who refuses, you think that, well, I'm not good. The second to last point, Mr. Minister, look at the human rights issues. To be precise, why did I say that an assassination is looming on the horizon? Regarding human rights, when you look at Burkina, first, the reports that are laid on the UN's table, and I'll take specific examples and evidence here to also challenge the UN representatives. It must be relayed. When a report is made based on phone calls, you stop in a country, you call people on the ground, whoever you want, and you take their words. You build a report. Is that serious? It's even a lack of education. You can't say you want to go and make a report on a country about facts, and you take your phone and get ready to call, maybe just to see what's really happening. Who's on the other end of the line? It's the one who tells you, who says it wasn't you who placed him there. Second example, there is the deliberate choice of narrative. We say in our country, here are the terrorists. In reports, they call them jihadists. Do you know what jihadist means? We say, here are the terrorists. You call them armed group, but they are with you. There's a problem. So if you know their identities well and you give them the right identity, the right names, then they are your representatives. So if you stop your representatives, if you tell your representatives to stop attacking, then this crisis will end. They say they aren't aware. This one, that one. And what did Ukraine do there? Yes, they say terrorism. You send your army representatives to attack countries and you talk about jihadists. Tell your representatives not to come anymore. There will be no more terrorists in the Sahel. But now I take, for example, you make a report, you call people, you compile your report. Instead of having a confrontation with the reporters about, you say no. Well,